let's make lemonade. Okay, let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! 6! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You know, sometimes a new car is not always in your playbook, but guess what? Willis Automotive has you covered when it comes to the pre-owned cars. They are in Waukee with a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles close to home. Check out your pre-owned car buying experience at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and leave your comments in the comments section. You can call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on social media. We've got the Instagram, we've got the Facebook, we've got the TikTok, we've got the X. Good morning, Ross Peterson. What's going
up,
on, buddy?
What's up?
Nothing. You get any rain yesterday again? Did you get the storms rolling through last night?
We did get some big storms came through last night, man. We even got some tornado warnings.
Really?
In the central Iowa area last night. Yeah, I think.
Did you go park the Jeep in a parking garage or anything like that? Somebody asked earlier how many hours did Anjanette spend in a parking garage last night. She planned ahead last night, folks. She was leaving work. And she called me. She goes, "Do you just want me to go park in the parking garage right now?" I said, "Well, I think it's going to pass us. I think we're in the clear. I think you can come home." So I said, "Come on home, but thanks for taking the initiative to see if we wanted to protect the car early on." But it all kind of stayed to the south.
I think you missed the point of that phone call.
What was the point of the phone call? I thought it was to protect the car. She goes, "I'm on my way home. I could easily just go to the parking garage now instead of having to come home, go to the parking garage later."
Yeah. Last night we're driving around, and I did anyway, run around with the kids, and the EAS comes on. The National Weather Service. Right, you all know the sound,
and it all comes over your phone now. It comes.
We're listening to the radio. We were listening to KIOA. Yeah.
Really?
Dude. 93.3 plays bangers. It's radio the way radio's supposed to be. That's what their little moniker should be. Radio the way it's supposed to be. Playing songs you enjoy. 93.3. KI. I've just done their promo.
And that used to be the oldie station, right?
Why would you say such a thing?
Well, because, I was listening to the oldie station over here last week, and all of a sudden, Aha, Take On Me comes on. I'm like, boy, this is an oldie now. It's like.
I'm not going to stand for this sort of language and attack. Oldies. Yeah, dude, haven't we done that? Haven't we talked about this? Haven't we done the math on this before? So when we were in 1990, when you were at Grandview, and I'm at the Amos Hyatt Middle School, okay? When KIOA was playing the Beach Boys, the oldies, they were playing songs from the late 60s, early 70s, songs that were 25 years old. Do you realize when you heard Take On Me, Aha, that's a song that's 40 years old, Travis.
Is it really? Is that song 40 years old?
Look it up.
Because that would have been, it's still considered the greatest music video of all time on like MTV.
Look up, I'll look it up here. I got my internet in front of me. Take On Me, Aha, was from 1985. So I lied. It's 41 years old.
Wow, it's still awesome.
So think about it in 1990. If you were listening to a song that was 41 years old, Travis.
I'm listening to the Glenn Miller Orchestra is what I'm listening to. Wow.
Songs from 1949.
Was Elvis even big in 1949 yet?
Singing songs from 1949.
What's the Billboard Top 50?
You've never heard of any name or song or anything on this list. The number one song from 1930 song was by Vaughn Monroe, and it's called Riders in the Sky. Vic Damone had a hit called You're Breaking My Heart. Frankie Lane with the number 2 song of the year, and That Lucky Old Sun. Let's think about, like, the last night we're driving around listening to the oldies. It's like it's Tone Loc. I'm listening to Cole Medina.
Funky Cole Medina.
But think about it, for the kids, that again, that's a song that's 40 years old. That's like us listening, that's like me listening to a song from the 50s.
I remember moving into the dorms at Grandview in 1989, and Funky Cold Medina was playing, and it was like the first time I'd ever heard like hip hop. You know, I mean, it was like, you know, you get this small town Iowa kid moving into the big city, and you're like, boy, this is different. I was just singing John Denver, Take Me Home Country Roads, and now I'm hearing Funky Cold Medina.
What about NWA?
No, wasn't in my playlist.
We were told at Hyatt that NWA stood for No Whites Allowed. Turns out that's not what it is. So we're driving around listening to KIOA, the Bangers, and the National Weather Service thing comes on. You know, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for Jasper County, Monroe County, Adams County. If you are in these areas, seek shelter now, right? And it's like and I can't even do that voice because it's super computerized. Dude, how come we haven't updated that?
With the AI technology today, because when we log on to our phone system every single morning, we have an AI voice that prompts us, and Ross hears it. And it's not a perfect voice, but it's better than the one I know you're talking about. And
yeah, the one we all know, that you know, it's like, you can't even, it's computerized, and it sounds like this. Take cover now.
Maybe they keep it like that so we know it's serious, to where it's like, you know, it's so fake that it's about to get real outside.
Okay, that could be. Because I heard it last night, and I'm listening to it, and it sounds, because Eli made the comment of like, man, if you weren't from America, if you weren't familiar with that, if I hadn't grown up in Iowa hearing that tone being synonymous with spring and summer time, we've all heard the National Weather Service tone. We know exactly what we're talking, what that is. We know when the sirens go off. If you weren't from here, that would scare the shit out of you.
It would, unless they have those in like Florida and Louisiana for hurricanes.
I mean, and I just mean if you weren't familiar with it, I guess is probably the better way to say it. And all of a sudden you're listening to Funky Cole Medina. Tone Loc's just about to break it down, and all of a sudden, meh, 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 doo. The National Weather Service has this robot voice comes on and starts to tell you to take shelter. Like, what the?
Did you take shelter? Or did you keep driving?
We were driving.
Yeah. See?
We had things to do.
You got things to do.
And
Look around.
And it wasn't close to us. Wasn't even close to us. It was in the tornado was in Indianola. We were in Norwalk. No, I'm joking. No, there was tornado warnings last night here in central Iowa. But that was, as we were driving and listening to that, I was like, man, I wonder how come. Now, again, because Eli had a good point. As we're driving, he's like, Dad, the AI voices aren't much better. Could you imagine that snarky little AI attendant that answers the phone sometimes. We believe there's a tornado headed your way. Let me look into that. It's a tornado warning for, let me look into that, Jasper County. And let me look into that, Adams County. And would you feel much better if it was that AI voice?
No, I think I like the over computerized one because I know it's like it's not trying to come off as we're breaking into coverage and I'm a real person on KIOA or WHO or whatever trying to sell you, hey, pretty soon, because they could come on and get, hi, I'm Jane. We have a severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah. That would sound more dystopian, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Hi, this is your AI weather assistant. There's a tornado. There's a tornado.
I love the fact that you put in, let me look into that, because that happens a lot.
That's how it would like process for a second.
As it's thinking.
It would have to update. The tornado is headed towards towns like, let me look into that, Indianola and Kenny and Adele. Adel, not Adele. Adel.
Adel?
Dan said, when I worked in the newsroom, I changed the ringer on my, look at this. I'm not sure if this whole comment will post or not.
It does.
When I worked in the newsroom, I changed the ringer on my mobile to the EMS sound just to screw with the colleagues. Thing would go off in the middle of a perfectly fine day. Editors would start scrambling around, looking for where the disaster was. News! News, everybody! News! It's happening! It's
finally
right in
we
front
got
of
news.
Us. I told you guys if we just sat around long enough, news would come to us.
You really need to do that in a TV station, because then they're scrambling.
Yeah.
Newspaper, you're like, I got time to get there. We don't hit print till 1 a.m. I got time. Though you did shock me this weekend. You were reading a newspaper. I mean, you sent a picture of a physical newspaper.
Yeah.
You were reading the sports section, and for some reason I thought you still got the newspaper. And then you quickly pointed out that no. I went to the coffee shop.
I'm at a coffee shop. I'm
not subscribing to the newspaper.
Get the register.
Did your dad still subscribe to the newspaper?
Yeah. Have I ever shown you? Sometimes his paper boy throws his roof on or throws his paper on top of his roof. He usually waits till there's 2 or 3 up there before he's like, "Hey, can you come over and get Eli on the roof?" And
does the kid drive by in a bike and just throw it?
I don't
throw it from his
know
car.
If it's like watching Paperboy, I don't know. I'm here in the morning. I'm not there watching. I don't know. I know he gets the paper, and I saw a picture of Duax. Sent that over. Man, the sport, and I don't know how, and I know this has been like a running thing for a long time, but man, the entire sports page was 4 pages. It was one big paper folded, one big piece of paper folded. So it was 4 pages. It was a story about Duax's kid and how great he is at soccer. There were a couple of stories about recent women's basketball transfers that are coming to the state. And that was basically it. I think the back of the paper was 2 national stories. I don't remember which ones they were. Maybe
so
something.
The entire paper was 4 pages?
The entire sports section.
Okay, sports section.
Yeah, not the Des Moines Register. I mean, there's like 20 sections still to the Register. I just mean the sports section in general. And I know it's been that way for a while, but man, it was, I don't know, just picked it up. I was like, damn. Support local media. As I don't have a Register subscription.
Well, because it's not instantaneous enough. I mean, I get more from the Register columnists and writers through that text message thing, but then every time I click on it, it's like, we'll pay for the article. I'm like, I'm not going to pay for the article. Because
and that's why they're saying we got to pay our bills, man.
Yeah.
And, that's why we're going, hey, go to Willis, get your stuff done. Call Corey at Bats and Bugs. Call our people, because it keeps us in business here. And we're still trying to do the advertisement model rather than the subscription model.
I like that model better.
I do too.
For people that watch and listen to this show, it's a much better model.
Dude, speaking of, as I'm listening, so last night we hear the tornado sirens, and of course, like Tone Loc comes back on. I can't just get back into Funky Cole Medina, right? Now Audrey's like, Dad, there's tornadoes. Why are you dancing? I'm like, hold on. I said, you want to listen? I said, it's not because it says tornado warning down in those counties. That doesn't mean that we're in danger. So we turned on WHO radio. Which, dude, I was lucky enough to be a tiny part of that big river that ran of WHO radio. But I loved it. It was such a cool place, and it was such a neat experience because when things happened, everybody went into action, and it was neat to be a part of that team. And especially when there were tornadoes, when there was a tornado warning anywhere in the Tri-County area or the 9-county area, everybody went into action.
Dude, let me guess, you turned it on and Hannity was still on?
Yes. First of all, yes. It goes back to Hannity. We made our Costco run, come back out, and now I'm listening, and it's actual local coverage, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're wall to wall with coverage. They're playing WHO TV. So Travis,
no,
I swear to God. So I'm listening to the radio, and it's literally like. So as you can see from this part of the map right here, the storm is headed that direction. So if you're in this area, you're okay. If you're in that area, you'll see on the screen right now the size of the damage that you're looking at. I'm listening to the radio.
Did WHO radio ever have like meteorologists on staff, or did they just always use newsroom people?
Jerry Reno was on the staff when I first started working there. He's an interesting fella, man. I wonder how Jerry is. I wonder if he's. Jerry was a fun guy, but he was also the guy that I heard Jim Zabel pull off the great joke with one time when guy came into the Crystal Studios and he's there talking to Zabel, and he's like, so what are your plans today? And this fella goes, well, some point we're going to go see the big boar. And Zabel goes, oh, Jerry Reno, he left here about a half hour ago. So that became like a staple at the fair. You know what I mean? Somebody asked for the big boar. Oh, he's right here. Travis. We were talking about my buddy.
I like it. I like it a lot. Damn.
So yeah, so the National Weather Service voice guy was the thing that I had on my brain right before we were getting ready to go on the air. I heard our little call screener guy. Welcome to
Call-in studio.
Yeah, call-in studio. How are you guys this morning? And you're like, hey man.
Speaking of call-in studio, Coach Ursom, you need to vent.
Coach.
What do you need to vent? What do you need to vent about?
I've got a couple of things, 2 issues. First of all, thank you. First of all, for having me, on the air or whatever, the video thing last week at the PGA Championship, and that's what I'm venting about mostly. Yesterday, Sunday afternoon, late afternoon after thing was done, and mostly yesterday, Twitter set me off. Now, I don't get offended. I just get pissed at ignorance. And there's 2 points I have. The first one is the actual tournament itself. As you guys know, I've done 16 of these things in the last 19 years. And everyone was like, this was a boring tournament. It was just a glorified putting contest, to which I replied simply, hey, as they say, drive for show, putt for dough. None of those guys were prepared for the fact that there was no first cut, and therefore they were immediately in the deep rough. And if Scotty Scheffler makes putts inside of 6 feet on Saturday and Sunday, he wins the thing by 4. But he didn't, and so there's that. The second thing is a little different. in the United States, I get really bored with the term racist and racist. I think it gets overplayed. It gets overplayed by Democrats because they're too ignorant to understand their own history of race in this country and their party's impact on it. But I have read some of the most offensive things about Aaron Rye that I think I've ever read. And I think they're mostly coming from English people. The guy's parents were born in England. He was born in England. And they're like, he isn't English. You know what? I'm from the United States. I'm a fourth generation Swede, and I'm not Swedish. I'm an American. That's just reality. And you know, my reply to them is, hey, maybe you should do a little history research on the English with India, and then shut the fuck up, because the guy was born in England. You know, and to which I follow up, hey, sorry about 1776, and it didn't work out for us.
We kind of had this conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
No, it just, well, I'm sorry, and I might not have heard it, but it was, once again, I don't get offended, I get pissed off. And there was some guy that literally, like, it's a picture of Aaron hugging his wife after he won, and it's like his wife probably smells like dog shit. And I'm like, God. And so like I said, when I say that racism is overplayed, maybe it's not. Maybe it's actually there, because it certainly was yesterday on Twitter.
I do have go ahead,
Mike.
Russ. No,
The only thing I was going to say is you got to get rid of the Republican Democrat thing. I promise. Like, it's you doing that stuff. It's so toxic. It's toxic for you. It's toxic for everybody, because you got to quit picking you got to quit picking a team. The teams don't give a shit about you. I promise you that. They don't give a shit about you. So you got to quit fighting for people that wouldn't fight for you, and it's so. But I do want to go back to the golf part of it, because you told us last week, or you told us before when we talked last week. You said, "Hey, the greens are the defense of this course," and so that
100%.
was that you nailed that. And then I did see a lot more people talking about how, man, these guys are going to be able to knock the ball 400 yards and then chip into wherever because there's no trees. It's too wide open. Well, it turned out that still had to putt to get it in the hole. So I love the fact that you called that for us. So anyway, thanks for that part of the conversation.
Coach, I do have a question. Were you there when Garrick Higo missed his tee time on the first round?
Yeah.
Because you had a guy that had to take a 2-stroke penalty for being 1 minute late. He missed being in the lead after the first round because of that, and then missed the cut by one shot. And then he turns around and fires his caddy, who was yelling at him to get to the tee box.
There's a lot of conflict about what actually happened there. Whether he fired his caddy or his caddy said "fuck you" and walked away.
Oh, okay.
And most of the people, because there's a lot of people on Twitter that actually know the caddy's first name. I think his name's Garrett or something, and they're like, no, he was just done with this guy. So it didn't happen the way that most people like maybe Higo didn't fire him. He was just done with him. He's like, hey, I can get another bag tomorrow. So
yeah, Austin Gaggart is the caddy, and even Higo said afterwards, Ross, he goes, well, people know that I'm laid back. I don't want to be at the tee box 10 minutes early. 5 minutes is okay. I just kind of missed it. I'm laid back. And I'm like, you have one job, and that's to be on the tee box on time.
Coach, thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
My job is okay. Yep.
I asked my buddy John, who, when I mentioned John yesterday, right? And John has played in professional tournaments before. And played in a lot of them. And we asked him once, like, dude, have you ever missed a tee time? And dude, he had that like whitewash, and he said, yeah. it did happen to me one time. Me and my playing partner and I were up on the tee box or up on in the driving range, like either on the putting green or driving range, still preparing. Like they both had in their head, we have to be there at 1:45 and we'll walk, at 1:30, we'll start our walk down there. And at 1:15, some guy comes running from the first tee box and he's like, "Where are you two? You're up. You're up now. Not on deck. You're up." Oh, that sounds like this was a different situation. This is a guy who's intentionally like, "Wow, what's the big deal?
Don't worry.
I'm just gonna be
love. There. Yeah, I'll get there." Caddy's yelling at you, going, "Get a move on. Let's go."
And then so the story now is that he fired his caddy.
Well, the story is that he's no longer his caddy, but
okay.
It was when you read the story, it makes it assume. You read it as if, oh, you fired him. But I like what Coach just said, where the caddy might have said, "Hey, I don't like your laid back style."
Imagine your I didn't know. I don't understand the caddy position and like that's even the wrong word, man.
I think there's got to be a chemistry there. There's got to be a teammate. You got to listen to me. Because he's doing yardage. He's helping him out with clubs. There's got to be a trust there. And if there's not a trust, you're like, yeah, this isn't going to work out.
It's almost like it has a feeling of like a driver and his crew chief.
Oh, it's a good way to look at it.
I mean, like you've got it. The driver is very important. You got to have a great driver. But man, with the right crew chief, he can be great. With the not right crew chief, he can be not great.
That is a great way to look at it.
But I never thought of a crew chief firing a driver. And that's a caddy basically saying, "Hey, I'm a good enough caddy. Somebody else is gonna get me.
I'm gonna go win somewhere else. I can bring my expertise someplace. Somebody who wants to be on time to a tee box." Folks, you have one job. Folks, if you're in the market for a house, you're going to need a mortgage for that house, and that's when you call Gary Presnell, a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, financing residential homes the past 25 years. Gary offers VA, FHA, IFA first-time buyer loans and conventional and new construction loans, and all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less, and it can happen after hours during the week or even on the weekends. He's been the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker the past 8 years, so give him a call at 515-975-6767. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search the Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire, a front row tickets to every show millionaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Graduate into a new vehicle at Willis Chevrolet of Granger. Drive into your next chapter with a huge selection of new and Car Bravo certified vehicles. Get $500 cash allowance or 2.9% APR with 90 days of deferred payment or lease as low as $309 a month on the compact and economical 2026 Chevy Trax. Or enjoy the adventurous and stylish Trailblazer with 3.9% APR and 90 days deferred payment or lease starting at just $289 a month. Come visit us in Granger, just 15 minutes north of the Metro, or online at willischevy.com.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You know, sometimes the key to feeling better comes with just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want somebody else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Ross, you got a something you want to talk about this morning. There's a hockey event coming up, right?
Yeah, my buddy, in fact, our buddy, dude, because he's become kind of like this side character on the show these last couple of weeks.
He's a legend.
Becoming legendary, certainly. The winner. That's what we call him around here, the winner. This is our friend Dan Douglas, everybody. Dan is the guy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Yep. How are you, buddy?
Well, I'm doing great now that I'm a chronic winner of the Central City Liquors raffle giveaways here.
Well, I see the Blade and Bow right behind you. I see the Blade and Bow bourbon right behind you.
Yeah, that whole shelf, other than the mug that's up there, has been purchased from Central City Liquors. Some of them more recently. I think I put about $240 down there last week.
Attaboy.
I have a collection of wooden nickels to redeem there at the store. They're great. Yeah, Brian and Todd, they've been great. I have not been into the vault yet. So.
I thought you had been.
No, you got about $4,000 or $5,000 more dollars to go before you get into the vault. I mean, let's be honest.
I want to say there's out of the 6 weeks I think you guys have played it, I've won 3, and both times that a vault has been on the line, I have not won. So,
all right, that's all right. That vault trip is in your future. Well, you can see that that Dan has the Agency Iowa hat on. Dan and I are fellow realtors at Agency Iowa. I met Dan. I helped him move back to the state of Iowa. When I met Dan, he was still in the military. Dan is a Green Beret, a very proud veteran, and one hell of a fine American. I'll tell you that as well. But Dan is the guy that reached out to me and kind of told me about this event that's coming up, Travis. Dan, I'll kind of let you take the reins on exactly what's happening and why we're having you come on. There is an event coming up for people, an opportunity for folks to come out, have some fun, sports related, and support the local veterans. Can you tell us more about this hockey event coming up?
Yeah, so I joined my local VFW here, and a couple of those guys have played some hockey, and they've really just enjoyed doing it kind of just as novices and amateurs, just getting out on the ice and playing and just enjoying some time there. And so they came up with this idea that we should do something to help support other veteran organizations in the area. So they organized this Iowa Salutes Heroes tournament, and it's going to be Plex this weekend, starts Friday evening. Air Force and Army starting on the first game, 5:30 at the Recplex this Friday. And the whole idea is just kind of raise some money. So those that are participating purchased a ticket to get a jersey and to be able to participate in the event. And it ranges anywhere from, I think we have novices, like who've never played at all the way up through former semi-pro hockey players. Now, I think there's probably a conflict of interest of anybody who's currently semi-pro or pro, coming out there and just stomping everybody else on the ice.
Yeah. They want to win?
Yeah. Who wants to win? I think I would just be, the thug out there. I'd be running around just like throwing everybody into the walls and probably have to be removed from the ice anyway.
Did you ever play hockey, Dan? I've never been on ice skates in my life.
Yeah, I've been on ice skates, but I'm not good. I've been on rollerblades, and I used to play like street hockey as a kid and stuff like that. But we didn't have walls to throw people into, and I wasn't even good then, right? So,
did you set the tournament? Because I hear Army plays the Air Force. Did you go, okay, I'm former Army. We want to start off with a win. We're going with the Air Force first. Come on, was there a little of that?
For clarification, I am not skating. So 20 years in service, I have a really bad right hip, right? I struggle to work out, most weeks. But I will be there as a sponsor, and I'll be engaging in some of the silent auction and stuff like that Friday night going into Saturday. So,
but you totally avoided the question. Did the Army guys want to play? Yeah, you totally avoided the question. You just totally, and that, you know what that tells me, Ross?
Future
I'm
politician.
I'm on to something here. The Army guy said, "We want the Air Force first. We want the Air Force."
I can neither confirm nor deny. I haven't verified with Sean if that was actually the situation there. I think we probably would have gone for the Navy first, but I don't know. Maybe frozen water, they might be a little bit better on there. Maybe we needed a warm-up game before we could get after Navy. I'm not exactly sure how that worked out. So,
and you'll love this so much. I don't think I told you this. Maybe I did, but when Dad was in the VA, I hope he doesn't mind me telling this story, but he did it. So I'm going to tell it anyway. One day up at the VA, and he was there for about a month, they had like a craft thing, where they were making frames on whatever holiday it was. Easter had happened that weekend. And so they were making frames, and Marcy's pushing Dad around, and one of the other fellas up there is like, "Hey, let me show you the frame I made." And so Dad's telling me the story. He's like, "This guy holds up this frame. He's like, he's got like buttons glued onto it and all sorts of stuff." And I looked at this fella and I said, "You were in the Air Force, weren't you?" And he goes, "I was in the Air Force." Why does everybody make fun of the Air Force?
Probably jealousy more than anything else.
Okay.
Like if you talk to most veterans, and there's exceptions, we all take pride in what we did in our time in the service and stuff like that. But honestly, the Air Force has it really good. And so if you can, make it in there and they accept you, like, it's just a different lifestyle, right? You're above it all. Like literally you're flying above most of the carnage and most of like what is Army and military life. And I told my brother when he told me he was thinking about joining, I was like, try to get in the Air Force, man. Like if you're going to do this and you want to do it, do the Air Force. And there's like, if you're not going to do the Air Force, then talk to me. Don't make, the mistake of just enlisting and take whatever they give you. Like I made that error right when I joined. And I don't know. I think some of it's just a little bit of just the rivalry in general. But we call them chair force, right? Like it's very much
somebody
like
wrote that in the chat.
Collar.
Actually, I've never heard chair force.
This is how I knew I was not. This is how I knew I wasn't military material because I had two brothers that went to the military. Even back in the late '80s, going to college wasn't as prevalent as it is now. I mean, you basically had the option to go to college or go to the service. And I selected the Air Force because it had the shortest boot camp. It was like, 6 weeks in San Antonio as opposed to 14 weeks for the Marines at Camp Pendleton, or like 12 weeks at Fort Benning for the Army. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I could do 8 weeks at Great Lakes for the Navy, but 6 weeks boot camp, that looked a little easier to me. Then I'm like, maybe if I've just started to deduct my selection by the amount of work, I'm probably not cut up. Yeah, see, I was figuring it out right then.
Smart
right
man.
then.
Yeah. In terms of the long-term entitlement, though, there's a reason why most of us are like, if you're going to do this, like that might like you get access to everything else. It's not like, the VA loan is, not accessible to the Air Force, or the GI Bill benefits of going to school. They're still accessible to that. So like really the only difference is you're not laying in the mud for, weeks on end. You're not digging fighting positions in the dirt in Fort Lawson Woods, Missouri, Fort Leonard Wood down there. It's like rock underneath everything. You're digging your fighting positions with pickaxes, basically. Like, I don't know, there's so many different benefits to the Air Force. And then it's like, what's the downfall? Oh, well, you get made fun of by the Army and the Marine Corps and like, the other veterans, so like what's really the downfall? Like you just have to put up with dirt.
It's
like
jealousy. It comes down to jealousy. So
yeah,
where does
there's
the
a little
money?
bit of that.
So if you're
They
going to
made
raise
better
money,
decisions than we did at a younger age, than we were able to make those good decisions.
So where's the money go then this weekend? You're going to be playing hockey. There's going to be games at the Recplex. Recplex is awesome. I went out there for the wheelchair basketball, and that place is phenomenal. So where is the money going that you're raising?
Yeah, so veteran organizations, the VFW, of course, right?
Okay.
We'll take a lot of that in, and then we run events throughout the year, and we help participate in other fundraising events, and then Partners for Patriots as well. So it's a service animal training organization
cool.
that brings in some of these animals, trains them so that they're not rambunctious behaving animals and stuff. You can participate, have them there to help guide or help just be present, kind of as comfort animals for those with PTSD and folks like that. So.
Okay, when you say comfort animals, I just think of dogs.
Yeah. I believe that's primarily dogs. I don't think I don't think they do any training for like other animals or anything like that. But
I mean, other animals would be cool.
Yeah, other animals would also be cool. I know there are other programs. They do things like
your emotional support ferret,
leopard. Yeah, leopard.
No, I don't think the dangerous predators are on the list. I think it's the trained domestic animals. Probably
a ferret wouldn't do it for me. An elephant. You walk an elephant into a room of any size,
it's going to do
and
it
I'm
for
going
you?
to feel better. It's going to make me feel better.
I don't think it is. I think you're probably going to pee a little bit.
The emotional support gerbil?
No. How are those the animals you think of?
There's nothing comforting about a small rodent.
I want to. How about
there would be people who disagree with you on that.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They're wrong, but that's true. They would disagree with me on that.
So do you need tickets to get in, or you just show up, pay, and then donate while you're there?
There is absolutely no cost to coming and participating in, the recreational watching of the sport. We're going to have some food trucks and some other stuff there. You can purchase that while you're there. The silent auction will be going on. I think we are going to kick that off Friday night. It'll go through Saturday. Winners will be done, by Saturday night. So, leading bids on those items will win. And we have, all kinds of items to participate into, but none of that's, required. It's all voluntary. If you want to do that, great. If not, we enjoy seeing you out there and would love to have, time spent and just enjoying one another's company and getting to meet other people who support veterans. We have cool things. You guys talked to Shane a couple weeks back, the knife throwing champion.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got some things from Ironside, Axside, like a couple's
cool.
night out that you guys can auction off and purchase that, or a party of 6 that you guys can purchase. I'm giving away a commission rebate as part of that too, up to 50% off of a home commission. So what's that? $1,500 for every $100,000 of house purchase or sale for you. And that's transferable. So even if you're not buying it, you can pay for it and then transfer it to somebody else.
Oh, that's nice. That's really, really nice.
Yeah, and we got some other fun things. Bags boards from like Tin Cup Whiskey. We've got a Fireball shot ski. I coordinated that through Central City Liquors. Todd
Fireball shot ski.
I've never seen this thing. I picked it up, but you put like 5 shot glasses on this ski, and you can basically take them all at the same time with 4 of your buddies or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and we got like a Buffalo Trace napkin holder, just a few items that they kind of, helped donate to the event so that we can auction those off too.
The big question I have for you is,
Dan,
can the local VFW? We have one over here, and like on Saturday mornings, you can go to breakfast there. Is your VFW like open to everybody to go have breakfast and drink beer, or do you got to be a veteran to get in?
So Altoona VFW, it's post 12208, Timothy Brandon Lay. That is not, because we don't currently have a building. So we actually just recently moved locations. Local church has volunteered to let us use some of their classrooms And we're going to be meeting there this month, at least for the foreseeable future.
They won't get a liquor license for you to. How's that going to?
Because the beer is cheaper at the VFW.
No, we were meeting at a separate building that wanted to start charging rent.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, did you freeze up? He was just getting ready to tell us about how the church was going to get him a liquor license.
Now? I can hear you.
Yeah,
there you are.
You're back. You're back.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry. No, we had the post 12208 had gone defunct for a while. Altoona actually didn't have a VFW, and so they started this up before I retired from the Army and came back. So it's still small, growing. But some of the other local ones do have a lot of events. Actually, one of the most active VFWs here in the Des Moines area is the Beaverdale VFW. They're phenomenal. They do events almost all week long. It's almost every evening they've got something going on. And then the one that's right next to the fairgrounds, I think it's 738, post 738 down there. They do a lot of stuff, especially around the fair and activities and things going on at the fairgrounds.
very cool.
Excellent
Dan,
stuff.
thanks for telling us about this, man. We appreciate it, and hope you guys get some folks that come out. If you want to shake the hand of a winner and a damn fine American, look for
And a green beret. And a green
beret.
That's the selling point.
That's the,
I want to have you back on and talk about the stuff. Maybe sometime during the summer or in the doldrums, just about Green Beret training and what you have to. What's the athleticism that goes behind that?
I knew that'd be his response to the athleticism. It's more than that. You'll learn.
Yeah,
that.
It's more and less. We're not all elite athletes, but yeah, there's more to it than that.
Athletes.
We're not all elite athletes,
including me. Like I am I'm not an athlete, right? I was an athlete, but not a great one. So
yeah. Dan, I'd love to. I'm with Travis. I'd love to have you come on and talk about that because it's.
I'd love to do it.
I've been lucky enough to chat with you about some of that stuff. But all right, man. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks,
with us.
Dan. Appreciate it,
Thanks
man.
for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Get out to the Recplex this weekend. Watch some hockey. Support your local VFW. Have a little bit of fun. Get the shot ski. Ross and I can line up and do shots. I haven't done fireball since 20 years.
I don't remember the last shot I did. That's like when you ask me, when was the last movie you went to? I remember movies. Like, what was the last shot you did? Oh, I remember shots.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm sure it was probably tequila.
Yeah, but even with those, you're more of a sipper.
No, I'll do a shot. Like I do a shot of apple cider vinegar every morning, but that's not alcohol. But I'll do a full shot of apple cider vinegar every morning. But alcohol, I'll do a shot of tequila every now and then. But you're right, Ross. Predominantly, I'm a sipper. Tequila and soda, vodka soda. You see where Brendan Sorsby has filed an injunction against the NCAA? He wants to play for Texas Tech this week. And
I'm surprised by this.
His argument is, listen, I don't disagree with him that he has a gambling disorder, which he says is a mental illness. I don't dispute that. Addiction is addiction, whether that's drugs, alcohol, gambling, porn, sex, you name it, it's an addiction. But there are costs that go along with your addiction. And he has said that, in the injunction, his lawyers say the NCAA has committed wholesale abandonment of his well-being. No, they have not. They have not. There are rules to follow. Just because you have an addiction problem, just because you suffer this, doesn't mean there are not consequences for your actions. If there aren't consequences for actions based on your addiction, then what do we have here? Right?
Yeah.
And let's not forget the NFL has the exact same policies. The Major League Baseball has gambling policies. When you bet on your own team, it's not forgivable.
Oftentimes betting on the sport is not forgivable.
Yeah.
Gambling at all is not forgivable in some instances. Why did Michael Jordan just pop into my head, man? Because Jordan, that was such a prevalent, we all knew, even in the 90s, you knew that Jordan was, that those dudes, those bus trips were legendary. Those flights, you'd hear stories about guys losing thousands of dollars playing cards with their buddies.
But
and
cards
none of us,
is different. I mean, it's still gambling.
Way different. That's why I was like, man, why did Mike, of all the thoughts that were popping into my head for some reason, I don't know if maybe what I was trying to do in my head was think about how did gambling and sports have always been intertwined.
This is nothing new.
Right.
This is nothing new. Go back to the Black Sox scandal.
Dude, go back to the freaking Chariots. And I guarantee you guys were putting shekels on the line, man. That's that great line. There are a lot of debate about when other sports were created. There's no debate about when racing was created. It was the minute they finished the second car. Like it's just gambling it. So I don't know why I thought of Jordan and thought, somehow this is probably Michael Jordan. And we started to put those things together. No, this is competitiveness. That's what, and gambling is competitive, and it's a vibe. It's a vibration that guys get that some guys love. They love. We all have our own little vibe and thing that we like to do, and vibration we like to get through. Oh yeah, this feels right to me. Some guys it's gambling, and for a lot of guys that are very competitive, very athletic, that's that vibe. But can we go back and do the addiction thing? Because, man, I don't necessarily want to push back on you, but I feel like, I mean, gambling is an addiction. I won't deny that at all. What I don't like is the victimization that then is allowed to come with it. And I'm not saying that you did this.
I know what you're saying.
This is that thing I try to talk about with in the framework of these conversations. What you're allowed to talk about. There's a framework of all this stuff. The moral high ground used to be that where you wanted to argue from. This is and now it has become. People get upset when I say this. I'm just trying to. Now it has become victimization. If I can show everybody that I'm actually the victim and I can get you to feel sorry for me for some reason, then that's going to win over the sympathy, and I'm going to win through sympathy, not through facts and finding. And that's what when Brendan, let's call it what it is. Brendan Sorsby was a competitive, greedy. That's what it is. The guy's competitive and greedy. He was going to make millions of dollars, and he's out there gambling and gambling and gambling and gambling. And then when you get caught, you get to go, oh, guys, I'm just like the crack addict under the bridge. And people will go, oh, hey guys, we can't pick on Brendan anymore. Guys, everybody back away. He's right. Oh man, I didn't think of him as. I know a crack addict. I know. I've seen. Oh man, and now when I get off the freeway and I see the same bum standing there for the number of years, I can look at him and go, oh, he's just like Brendan Sorsby. That poor guy who's going to be on an NFL roster in a couple of months if he wouldn't have done this. But now, I mean, still months, literally, but maybe a year. But he might get picked up in the NFL auxiliary draft, which happens, I think, in the beginning of July, right?
Yeah,
right?
I think in the next couple of weeks you have to submit your name for the supplemental draft that's coming up. But he's going to make more money at Texas Tech at $5 million a year, and
wild. These sentences are wild times, man.
And do I feel sorry for Brendan Sorsby? I do, because everybody has to deal. Not everybody, but when you deal with addiction, you're struggling for something. But as I said, I'm not victimizing him. I'm saying there are consequences for your actions.
Yes.
Is it going to irreparably harm you? Maybe in your earning potential, but that's on you. That happens to anybody who gets a DUI. That happens to people who who commit crimes. I mean, there are consequences for your actions. And then to turn around and say, well, if you don't let him play, Texas Tech is irreparably harmed. So what? You should have done your homework. There's a reason the National Football League spends millions of dollars doing background checks on people before they draft them. They want to make sure that you're not going to get them all, but they want to be pretty darn sure you're of strong moral character and can handle the temptations that come with being a National Football League player. And if you have to miss a college football season, so what? Or is the real damage here is the National Football League says, yeah, we want no part of this. You can enter your name in the supplemental draft. Somebody may pick you up, but you're going to have to prove more than just going to a therapy house to cure your addiction.
And this is where I even get the Willies hearing some of that stuff. It's different. We got to quit. I don't Travis, I'm happy what I'm hearing, but I'm also a little bit shocked, right? Because you've often said to me, like, dude, I don't know. I don't have empathy. I'm incapable of empathy is what you used to say to me. That's not the case anymore. I think Sutton, I just hit that. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not making fun of you here. I'm not. I really, because I love it that you are softer and you're able to say things like, you never would have said things like, I feel sorry for Brendan Sorsby but I'm just, and my opinion of it is we can't conflate these things together. Are drug addiction and gambling addiction, are there similarities between them? Yes, there are. They're self-inflicted. I think that there's probably more case that that drug addiction chemically changes your body in way more cases than gambling addiction does. I would consider gambling addiction more of a greed thing than a chemical addiction.
I think there's a chemical addiction that happens in your brain that gives you that rush of
dopamine. Kaylin just said it. Dopamine addiction. People hate this word and hate this term. It's so true. Nope. Addiction is on a spectrum. And that's what I'm looking at it here as I'm going, wait a minute. I don't like the way he's using this as an out. It's
like an addict. It's like an addict, right? Is how do I try to make people on my side so I can just get back into it?
That's it. Guys, it's not my fault. It's the addiction's fault. Come on.
No, I agree with you 100%. And when I say I feel sorry for him, I feel sorry for him that he threw an opportunity away that was that's where I feel sorry. I'm like, what are you thinking?
I like that. Okay, I misunderstood that. I misunderstood that. And Travis, by the way, still good job out of you saying that you feel sorry for somebody. I'm proud of you, my friend.
And by the way, I guess I'm sorry if you didn't play college football, you can gamble all you want. Yeah. And if you have that addict and you know the consequences, there's consequences to everything. When you gamble, period, and you're not a college, you could lose everything. You could lose your home, you could lose your credit rating, all that stuff. Those are consequences. You knew it.
How about the argument of him saying he's suing the NCAA? I think I wrote this down right. You said that he's suing the NCAA for the abandonment of his well-being.
Well-being.
The NCAA is responsible for the well-being of all of these athletes?
You can't tell me that the NCAA doesn't have plenty of resources and provides resources, or at least Texas Tech should, or Cincinnati, about the dangers of gambling. If you need help, you can only do so much. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink.
The abandonment of my well-being?
Because I won't be able to recover if you don't let me play college football.
Look around the world. What? What the?
It's absolutely crazy. And somebody put it, nobody gave a crap when the Iowa State players got 100 deckers.
Like, amen to that. To put this stuff in even a few years of perspective, you go, what? What? The NCAA, like, this is all, it's so wild. I don't even know. I have words for it anymore.
That's the ultimate playing I'm the victim. You're abandoning me at my lowest point. No, you're getting help. They're helping you by saying you don't get to play. You got to take care of yourself. There's consequences to your actions. Just that shows you
like
how,
like a patient dying on a gurney. The abandonment of my well-being because you're getting the consequences of your actions. Man, Travis, I said it a couple weeks ago to you, dude. I'm starting to think more and more like this stuff is going to pile up. And for each person, like there is with a lot of things, everybody's going to have their own breaking point. And it's starting to add up to questioning the legitimacy of sports. If guys are like not only openly saying, hey, I gamble, I have a gambling addiction. We all know that addiction, if you're going to fall into this stuff, it's likely to come back. But I'm now going to sue for the right to be able to compete in those games that you guys might not think are on the up and up. And I will win against the governing bodies. As I say, as a gambling addict that cannot control the behaviors with which the chemicals in my body make me act, I will sue you for the right to go under center and be a determining part of the outcome of this game and win. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's 5 years or 10 years. People will start to will go, wait a minute. I don't trust any of this stuff. I don't trust any of this stuff.
Of course, they file the injunction in a court in Lubbock, Texas, because that's where the most sympathy is going to come from. But I unless you're a Red Raiders fan, I don't know a sports fan that would back this at all. He's not going to get sympathy from the majority of people that follow college sports or sports in general.
Travis, you nailed it, man. Like all of these other leagues have these policies.
Absolutely.
Every league has a policy. Maybe that's where I thought of when you said that. Maybe that's why I thought of Jordan, because I thought, gosh, does the NBA?
I mean, yeah, we've seen people banned from the NBA recently.
That's true. Recently, that's a good point.
Yes.
That's a good point.
You are banned.
Yeah.
Here, you got at least a shot to go play professional football. You might have to miss your last year of college. That's on you. Yeah. You're probably still going to get an opportunity to play professional football. It's not my fault you bet on your team, whether you bet on them to win. It's not my fault you were betting doubles tennis. It's not my fault you were betting Major League Baseball draft picks, which, if you understand the Major League Baseball draft, you have a serious problem because nobody understands the Major League Baseball draft.
Travis, I think you would be shocked, surprised, maybe disappointed at some of the things people gamble on that they don't know about.
I know.
I can't pronounce these names.
My buddy Scott Spreitzer.
Who's the favorite?
My buddy Scott Spreitzer. Like, dude, you know how much money I made off Korean baseball? Really? Really? But that's your profession. That's what you're...
Who was playing? I don't know, but one of the teams made my parlay a plus 950, and so I hit it.
Yeah. But, you say I have empathy. I don't feel sorry for Brendan. I do because he blew an opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for him that he has to miss his senior season. That's on you, dude.
Yeah. And I would say we'll see about the opportunity thing, man. He might get drafted in this supplemental draft in the NFL thing, and turn out to be something.
Which would be great. Everybody loves a story of redemption.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's going to take a while to earn trust back. Yeah. If you have been around an alcoholic that's screwed you over, a drug addict, it takes a while to earn that trust back. Because you have to have your guard up. You know what a good bet is, though? Going to Black Island to fish.
Look at this guy. I love it so much, Trav. I wondered where you were going with that. I was like, what commercial? What commercial is it that he's going to slide into? Because that could go into a lot of ways. I do have an incredible deal though. So I've been going up to Black Island, and I think anybody that's listened has heard me talk about it. Because every September, I'm up there with my friends and having an awesome time. And we used to sponsor trips and have people go up there with me. And I've had a great relationship with the Ballards group for a long, long time. So this summer, they've got a few open beds up on the island at various times, mostly in July and August. And if you call them and tell them that you heard about Black Island because of listening to me or because of listening to The Rush, you're going to get one amazing deal. So when my buddies and I go up there, it's I don't want to say expensive trip because it's an amazing trip and it's worth it, but it's costly. This is about $1,000 savings per person. So here's the deal. It is 3 days of fishing, 4 nights up on the island. You drive yourself into Canada, and then once you get to this dock, a boat's going to pick you up and take you out to a private island. It's about a 17-acre island. There's probably about 2 of the acres that have various cabins on them. There's one big lodge. Every cabin is modern with warm beds that are made for you every night when you come back with maid service. They've got warm showers waiting for you. Each cabin has its own little kitchenette area, so you can hang out with your private group, or you can hang out by the fire every night and meet a bunch of new friends and hang out in the cabin. We're going to be watching a Hawkeye game this year. It's always a great time. This place is amazing. And for $1,200 per person, you got to book at least 2 people at a time. They're going to take care of you. So here's how you take advantage of it. You call Ballard's Black Island, 218-634-1996. When you call Ballard's Black Island, tell them that you're looking for the Ross Peterson specials. Tell them, hey, I've heard Ross talk about you. He says this place is amazing. If you've seen my pictures, if you go to blackisland.com, you'll see this place is magical. And you can take advantage of it this summer. I beg you all to do this. I promise you won't regret it. Never taken a person on this trip that walked away and said, that wasn't amazing.
Got an hour in the books, hour and 7 minutes in the books. We got an hour to go, 53 minutes to go.
Yeah,
it is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire, a front row tickets to every show-yonaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
It's Bobby here at Willis Volvo Cars. I want to let you know that Costco is back. Up to $2,000 in savings for you for just being a Costco executive member. Amazing leases that will absolutely blow your mind. So stop on down to the showroom to check them out, or give us a call, click, or visit us at willisvolvocars.com. You'll be glad you did.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or a new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You know, Willis Automotive, this isn't a place to go to buy cars. You can get your cars serviced at Willis Automotive, and if you're in an accident, you can use Willis Automotive Collision Center, I-CAR Gold Class certified, and aluminum repair center. They service most makes and models and work with most insurance providers. Check them out at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, leave your comment in the comment section, and you can call the show at 515-517-2303, and follow us on our social media channels. That would be Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok. It's good to have you along there. Ross, it's expected today the National Football League, as reported by ESPN yesterday, will announce that Minneapolis will host the 2028 draft, and Nashville will host the 2030 Super Bowl. So, you know, much like Des Moines uses when it goes for an NCAA tournament bid, you have to do an RFP, a request for proposal, show the benefits of it, and the payoff, which they hope, are large economic returns for the community. Now, those can be debated on what the real economic impact is, because as much as it is cool to host these events, it costs a lot of money for these cities to put these events on. They're in charge of improving the infrastructure. When it comes to security, there's real money. So let's look at Minneapolis.
Okay.
Where the mayor has said, well, you know what? We want to energize our downtown area. You say that, and I understand it fully, is if your downtown's not energized now, is that like a short snort of cocaine where you get the quick bump and then it goes back to normal? Or can it really rejuvenate a downtown area?
I mean, what's it done? I think we have enough of a sample size here. The right people to have on here would be Chris Connolly and get on Trina Flack from Catch Des Moines. These are the people that in our community that are experts in this sort of thing. What impact? How does that? How long do you have to wait to notice the impact? How do we know if it's a snort of cocaine or if it's if it's a steroid shot, or what's the right analogy? Is it the nitrous when the seed hits the? I don't know. I don't know what the right.
I mean, there's no doubt when people spend money, things are better in the short term, right? I mean, I know with the College World Series and the Big Ten baseball tournament starts today, so you got like a month of baseball that's going to happen in downtown Omaha, right? And those restaurants around there. But the truth is, nobody goes down to those restaurants when baseball is not going on. So they make enough money in a month-long period to stay open the rest of the year. But they are. If I asked you how many people went to Pittsburgh for the draft, what would your number be when I say, hey, tourism came in? How many people you think went to Pittsburgh?
100,000.
They are estimating 850,000 people went to Pittsburgh.
Travis, I'm telling you, I've told you I should have guessed way higher than that, because I told you I've been in Chicago when the draft was happening, and I've been in Las Vegas when the draft was happening. I didn't go for the draft. I happened to be in both communities when the draft was happening in 2 different years, and it's insane. In a huge community like Vegas and Chicago, you can't help but know. I should have guessed way more than 100,000 people. And I do believe that 850,000 number is pretty accurate, because everywhere you go, you see people wearing these big gaudy chains and NFL gear, and you can't help but notice that, every day you walk around, you're going to see some dude wearing a Warren Sapp jersey. East Side. But when you're in a community like that and the draft is happening, it's overwhelming how many people you see. So bringing in that many people. Okay, so let's do the draft first and then the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
because the draft, bringing in that many people, and they're there for several days.
Yeah, it's probably a 3 to 4 day commitment, maybe longer than that, right? So you're and here's the way I look at it. I think it's beneficial. I think you should host something, but not everybody's going to come out the same. Meaning, the public infrastructure, when you talk, hey, we got to make infrastructure improvements, we've got to provide security and all that stuff, and they say it can cost anywhere from about 30 million of tax dollar money to take care of it. Is the city going to get 30 million in return? Probably not. However, the other economic input is people are spending money at rest. They're helping small business and even big business when it comes to hotels thrive and put, because you're charging, on the back of a hotel when it says like the maximum rate. Well, during the draft, it's the maximum rate, and you're probably at 90 to 95% occupancy within several mile area.
And again, Travis, those are reasons that I think you knew when we were booking those trips. When I was in Chicago for a bachelor party, when we were in Las Vegas with our buddies trip, you go to book your room and you're like, why is my room $700 for two? What's going on? And then Google or whatever, finally you find out, oh, that's right, there's a bajillion NFL fans that are trying to get there. Okay. Hosting this is like hosting RAGBRAI. It doesn't pay, says fake Bob Vanderplots.
I would disagree with that. I would disagree. I
think for a big city that's able to absorb a huge influx of people like that and then have them leave again is a lot different than Algona, Iowa, having 100,000 people come to it, right? You understand this stuff in a bigger way than I do, Travis. Is that right?
I mean, RAGBRAI is a one-time-a-year bump. I mean, are you going to make enough money selling pork on a stick and pickles? You'll make it, probably give you a couple months living expenses if that's the case it is. But that's more of an event and to be seen and promote small business. And I think there's small businesses that are promoted here, but you need that. I mean, everybody likes a jump in revenue, and what else comes along with it? You get, and this kind of transitions into the Super Bowl, meaning there is value. And Chris Conley will tell you this. Trina will tell you this. When you're on ESPN for the draft for 4 straight days or 3 straight days, and even leading up to it, or the Super Bowl leading up to it, the features that are done on the city to make it an attractive, it's kind of like, remember when Northern Iowa beat Kansas in the NCAA tournament? Their enrollment went way up because all of a sudden you're talking about something and you're like, oh, man, I'm going to check this school out. If you see things in a city, you're like, I've never thought about going to Minneapolis before. Maybe we'll go take a trip to Minneapolis. So you hope that in return that free, I use free in quotes, media gets people to go to Minneapolis outside of a draft and say, you know what, that might be a place we want to go visit. The Super Bowl, they even admit there's a ton of expense that goes with the Super Bowl. There's going to bring in a lot of people. The NFL profits more off the Super Bowl than the city does. The Super Bowl is a prestige status, right? I mean, it's the Super Bowl. If you're hosting a Super Bowl, that's more about prestige. And the truth is, Nashville's never going to have a hard time bringing people to come to Nashville. Matter of fact, it might be more of a nuisance.
Yeah, they're not trying to get 800,000 people to come to Nashville.
Yeah.
They're trying to become like a Monaco type of thing.
Well, they're building a brand new stadium down there, so it's to basically say, hey, look at our beautiful brand new stadium that is Super Bowl worthy. But there's money involved with that too.
I'm not saying that but some of the things I've seen, and I tried to look it up here, is like, man, I can't believe they're going to go to Nashville for the Super Bowl. It only has 60. It's a Nissan Stadium, or their new stadium that they're building, I guess, because they're building that new stadium, right? Is going to have less seating capacity than Soldier Field. So it'll have the lowest seating capacity in the NFL. Which is only going to, by the way, by the time that Super Bowl, did you say 2030 is that Super Bowl?
It hasn't been confirmed yet. ESPN reported yesterday that these two cities would host these. So I'm going off the assumption that the sources and the story will be correct.
Yeah, which they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, but capacity with the Super Bowl doesn't mean as much as fan experience, amenities, and everything goes with the stadium. Stadiums are getting smaller these days, it seems like. They're not getting bigger. They want to have more.
Dude, you said this 10 years ago. They're building more suites and less seats.
Because that's where the long-term payoff is. Nebraska is going from 92,000 seats down to 80,000 seats. But they're building more low seating, premium seating, club seating.
Can you spell Loge for me?
Is it L-O-U-G-E?
I'm asking you. Loge
Don't ask me to spell.
Seating? Well, I don't know what it is. I just know it sounds expensive. It
is expensive.
So what is it?
Basically on the field seats.
It's
a premium way.
It's the suites that are field level. That's what those are called.
Basically,
Loge.
yeah.
So and L-O-G-E or L-O?
No, that's not it.
It's not L-O-U-G-E. Looks like lounge without the N. I'm an idiot. I think we should make a T-shirt, Travis, that says DMAC dropout. How about that?
Could do that.
Because sometimes I think it'd just be better for me to let people know up front, hey, I'm kind of dumb. If you could talk a little slower.
Loge is L-O-G-E.
L-O-G-E.
And loge seating refers to a premium, semi-private seating tier located between standard general seating and luxury suites in sports stadiums.
That doesn't mean anything. Hold on. The last part of what you just said doesn't mean anything.
They typically feature small open-air box sections, usually for 4 to 8 people, equipped with oversized chairs, in-seat service, and elevated views.
Okay. Tyler has been screaming at us. Look at it. Look at the chat. He's yelling at us. Loge, L-O-G-E.
Hey, we're not spellers here. We're not going to be on the script spelling bee, just to let you know. We've never claimed to be master spellers.
Master speller. No way.
That's why I have Grammarly on my computer at all time to correct me.
Smart. That's smart of you. That's even smarter of you than me, who just guesses and is wrong. So the loge seats at Casey Center are the ones that I've always wondered about. Those, when you walk in, there's like these private little sections, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not all the way around the entire arena. They're only in that on that one side. Those are loge seats. Okay. I've never sat. I don't think I've ever, of all the places I've sat at the Casey Center, I don't think I've
Never
ever
been in the
in a
loge
loge
seating?
That's why I didn't know how to say it. So I didn't see. Went to my first gala. Now I'll never forget how to say gala again. Didn't even know what loge seating was. Someday, because I'm moving on up. That's the
theme song for the Jeffersons.
That's the theme song for the Jeffersons.
Doesn't make it not true. Ah.
Okay.
I mean, but there's a reason, because if you don't fight for these, even if you, and I do believe cities make money. Do I think it's long term? Everything has a shelf life. Everything has a memory life, meaning, yeah, you're going to make some money. It's going to get people to your city. Probably means more to Minneapolis than it does to Nashville. Nashville's packed all the time. Like when
I would love to. There's something you and I aren't thinking about. There's way other things. Like for Nashville, hosting a Super Bowl. Think of the years of merchandise that you get out of that. The years of merchandising and licensing and promotion, and what else that does for you once you've hosted a Super Bowl, to be able to bring in other conventions and stuff like that. And so you're right. So maybe the NFL draft, having the 800,000 idiots, by the way, it's 800,000 people who that's their vacation. Or do you do you get the 60,000 Monaco type people? You're skimming from the top. 60,000 people who this is just another Sunday to them. They're going to spend $8,000 a ticket. Parking, nobody's parking. You need helicopter parking. you know, nobody's driving to this event. I don't know. And then what does that do for you? So this would be a fun conversation for Connolly and Trina Flack and those guys, and say which one of these, if the dream out of your mind dream.
I mean, I don't think the Olympics are a different story. I've heard plenty of communities and countries say, yeah, let's use Brazil as an example.
Because of the infrastructure you've got to build to do it. That's why it's
massive.
I've screamed about that for years.
There's a reason Des Moines keeps going back and wanting to have the NCAA basketball tournament, because it works. Yeah. There's a reason you bring in all these soccer tournaments, these baseball tournaments, because it does throw money into the community. This is just a much larger scale. But, you look at the draft now, that's got to be outside the Super Bowl, the largest event the NFL puts on, right? You've got the Super Bowl and you've got the draft. Those, you bring 850,000 people.
That's probably, again, I think it's too. That's a fun conversation.
What if the NFL would ever go to a non-NFL city to have the draft? Like, can Chris Conley and Catch Des Moines go submit on the draft saying, I know we're not an NFL city, but look at us. We've got Minneapolis. We've got Chicago. We've got Kansas City. We could, consolidate all fan bases right in the middle. Be interesting to see if, or is one of the prerequisites you got to be an NFL city, and that's probably it.
I almost asked a really dumb question.
There's no dumb
I'm glad
questions
I just
here.
stopped myself. No,
there are no dumb questions.
I just about said a really dumb question. The question I was about to ask is: Are there other stadiums that are big enough that could host the Super Bowl?
The answer is yes.
The answer: there's way bigger stadiums. You an idiot.
Yeah.
That's the right answer. The right
Michigan,
answer.
Tennessee, Ohio State,
Texas. I think there's about
Texas
about
A&M, Penn
25.
State.
I think there's one in Iowa that's going to be bigger than the Super Bowl in Tennessee. I think more people can fit in Kinnick, right?
Yeah. Kinnick's what, 71, 72,000?
Like that? There's going to be 60. How many people is Jack Trice now?
55.
Almost there. So we almost have 2 in this state. Yeah. See, remember when I said I had really dumb. Remember when I said I need a T-shirt that says DMAC dropout?
Yeah.
So it just says right up front, idiot. Like Elliot from
Elliot. Hey, folks, I want you to do this morning. Stop by your local C-store and get yourself a Lucky Clover crossword ticket from the Iowa Lottery. Now, if you win, that's awesome. If you lose, don't throw it away. Get to your computer before 9 o'clock this morning, okay? Before 9 o'clock this morning, and enter that into your VIP account. If you don't have a VIP account, go ahead and create one. It's absolutely free because you could be a winner of the VIP weekend at the Principal Charity Classic in Des Moines. We're talking skyboxes. No low seating, skyboxes. 1922 club access, and even a chance to meet a PGA Tour Champions Pro, and so much more. Iowa Lottery VIP Club members can grab non-winning Lucky Clover crossword scratch tickets now and enter them before 9 o'clock this morning for your chance to win this exclusive VIP experience from the Iowa Lottery. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-millionaire. A front row tickets to every show-millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bobby here at Land Rover in Des Moines. I want to let you know that we've got a great selection right now. We have amazing financing as low as 0.9% financing at 62 months. There's loyalty for up to $4,000. There is conquest up to $4,000 in select models. I will tell you, now is the time. We've got the cars and we've got the programs. So stop on down or give us a call, click, or visit us at LandRoverDesMoines.com. You'll be glad you did.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Did you know that over time your engine builds up carbon deposits on its valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Chevy is offering 15% off our GDI fuel service to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth. Don't let poor maintenance keep your family on the side of the road this summer. Visit us online at willischevy.com to schedule your appointment today.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
All right, to all the guys out there, listen up.
Hey,
I'm being dead serious. If you're not feeling right, don't ignore it, all right? Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Listen, I'm at that age as well where I got some stuff going on, and I know it. I don't ignore it. I say, hey, I got to do something about it. And you need to do so as well, because at UCI, you're going to get a personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan that's private, tailored experience, and judgment-free. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I reached out to Mitch this morning, Ross, to see if he wants to come in and talk about the Knicks tomorrow, because we're all Knicks fans based on Hannah's views, which we saw last week.
I love so much how much people loved that.
And I got to think about Mitch. You know, he calls the games online for his sister, but he probably doesn't get much time to break down the game. And I'm like, you know what? We'll jump on the Knicks bandwagon. We'll get into the NBA thing for the playoffs. And come on. I haven't heard back from him, but I invited him to say,
he will. I mean, again, busy guy, as you
busy
we
guy.
all know. But yeah. I chat with Mitch. I'll keep the text chat open with him, and we'll have him on.
I wrote him an email this morning, so hopefully we'll hear from him. But not a huge NBA fan, but I notice greatness when greatness takes place, and Victor Wembanyama was it's not that we didn't know that the guy was really, really good, but last night was like the arrival, right? That was the you're a superstar, and now you proved you're a superstar. Even if they don't win this series, you go for 41 points and 24 rebounds in a double overtime win game on the road against the defending NBA champions. You've arrived.
What is it about, like, some guys have this thing, and with him, the answer is going to seem very obvious for what I'm about to say, because he's just such a physical freak is the word I want to use. I mean, it's just he's such an anomaly. But it's there's something. Last night was one of those moments, Travis, where you're watching the game and your eyes are only watching one player. It's 10 of the best basketball players on the planet, and one of them is way better than everybody else.
The MVP, SGA, who's like
way better.
And Mike, I know it was double OT. It doesn't matter. He had 41 points, 24 rebounds. I don't care if it was in double overtime. Did you see how he got him to overtime the first time? He pulls up and hits a 28-foot three-pointer.
Doesn't it? I like the way you put it, a coming out party, because this is the stuff that I think people knew he was capable of, or hoped he was capable of, or saw that he could do. Or when you think to yourself, oh man, if I were 9 feet tall and could dribble, this is how I'd go for 40 and 24 in a playoff game. So, but there have been guys like this there are guys that grab your attention. Dude, I mean, SGA is a guy like that. There's guys that grab your attention, you go, whoa, this guy is fantastic. And then there's this other thing, man. It's happened with me with Kevin Durant. It's happened with me with LeBron early on in his career. Jordan was the first guy. The best analogy I have is that old Gatorade commercial where the people would be, normal life is happening. There's a game on in the background, and all of a sudden Steve Kerr passes it to Michael Jordan, and everything goes into slow motion. And time just kind of changes for a minute while that guy's got the ball, and you're like, why does this feel different?
It's called separation from the pack.
And then not that Wembanyama has that every night. And I do think with how unique his frame is, there's potential injury. You know what I mean? Like when he went down the other day and he just goes down awkward, kind of like that baby giraffe stuff still. Which, I mean, we saw this with all those guys, Manute Bol and Sean Bradley. And when you're kind of built that way, man, your body's, it's different. It's funky. It's free.
But his body does a lot better things than Sean Bradley could do.
It's a totally different world that he grew up in, man. He grew up with the ball in his hand.
Does Caitlin Clark need something like this? Meaning,
does she need to be 9 foot tall? That would help her.
No. Like a game, and let's say the Fever get to the playoffs, and you have this thing where you just take it over and you go, oh, okay, you've arrived,
dude. I think she does.
She hasn't a regular season. Wembanyama's done this, but this was in the Western Conference Finals.
What you're saying
on the road against the defending champions.
Dude, that goes to your point of a couple weeks ago about Caitlin's got to win a championship. Like it's way too early in Caitlin's career to start hanging.
Wembanyama's 22 years old.
Dude, you know what? You continue to bring stuff to the table on this Caitlin Clark conversation that's changing my mind on the daily. That just happened right there. Because we've been talking like the weight of this year, the fact that you've got to start winning championships. You know, what I was getting ready to say is we got to slow down on Caitlin because we can't say, well, she's kind of like an A-Rod. She doesn't when it doesn't matter. We got to get her in some games that matter.
100%.
Got to get her to those games that matter and see how she performs then. And by the way, it's way too early to put any sort of crown on Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, because he needs to win a title too.
He does too. He has to do this on a consistent basis. He's got to start winning MVPs, winning championships. That's how you start getting into those conversations with those other names that I said that make you feel that way. Again, there have been guys, Anthony Edwards, he's been a dude that I've had these moments with of like, oh,
with the Timberwolves,
he's the next best player in the NBA. SGA is that way. You watch game, you go, oh, okay, he's the Jason Tatum. I've watched in the last 5 years. I've watched games and thought, oh, that's the best player. Joker. Oh my God, who am I drawing the blank with there? An idiot. Anyway, there have been players that make you feel that way. They go, oh, this guy is the best player in the NBA for a minute. He certainly seems like, dude, you say he's what, 22?
22. Youngest player in NBA history to pull off the numbers that he did last night. You have to go all the way back to Lou Alcindor to find similar numbers from a young person.
Man, Mama call him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay. Lou Alcindor.
Better known as.
When did he become Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Was it
70s?
Was he with the Bucks, or did he do it when he did he do it when he got to the Lakers?
Did Vietnam have anything to do with that?
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't need. This is what happens. Tom wrote in a good one. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Greek freak. That's a guy that you can watch him and go, oh, he's the best player. It's just a different style. It's a lot of people don't like it.
Giannis never followed up from the championship, though. It's like he went downhill. Now, he's still a player. There's no doubt about it. And maybe, and this is recency bias, 100%. I can recognize that what made Michael Jordan great was it was the culmination of 6 championships, and he did it consistently when it mattered.
Consistency over years. And that's why, again, the LeBron Kate is something you cannot like things about it, but man, that dude's been consistent for a long time. it's fun to see. What an amazing night. And
yeah, if anything, you can appreciate greatness. Even if you don't like the team, you got to go. You got to give props where props are due.
Yeah.
Right? Berger says Scotty made Jordan. I think Scotty helped get to the championships. Jordan was Jordan before Scotty. He just needed, but to win the championships, he had a really good cast around him. I won't push back on that. Of course, the Iowa State Cyclone tailgate tour started yesterday, Ross.
Oh yeah, how'd that? I just saw some clips scrolling past. I didn't really watch much. I saw a few of the headlines being made.
Well, you find out actually some newsworthy stuff. Saladin Allah, the running back who transferred in from Oregon State, is going to be out for the entire season because of a torn Achilles. So that hurts a little because Jaden Jackson, remember, had a great spring game. Now you have a spring game star. He left right after the spring ball. And so the running back room is getting a little thinner. Not that we don't know what a lot of these guys are capable of. Allah was an Oregon State transfer. He had 329 yards on 74 carries over 2 seasons. Those aren't spectacular numbers, but when you had him kind of built into the depth chart and you're starting over with a brand new roster, you need you're kind of counting on everybody you're bringing in, right? So that's a bit of a setback for the Cyclones. Not something that I'm sure they wanted to announce, but you can't run from it either. It's like, yeah, he's out. He's got the torn Achilles.
Travis, I think the thing, we don't know these dudes. We don't know what they're capable of.
Isn't it weird?
You have no idea who the kid that's going to be stepping in behind him or stepping in his place. You have no idea. So,
do you like not because with Iowa we have kind of an idea, right? Because we've seen him in a backup role, we've seen him in a starting role. Here we literally know nothing about any of these players.
300 yards, or like I saw they brought in a running back. I thought I saw they brought in a running back from Tulane who was in that same vein. You know, over the course of 3 seasons, had 700 yards or something like that. And it's easy to look at that and go, oh my gosh, you only had a couple hundred yards a year. Wait and see. We have no idea. So you're asking me, is that a good thing or a bad thing, or do I like that? I want to answer that in a couple of those. I want to answer those 2 questions in 2 different ways. One is from a Cyclone fan's perspective, which I'll have to put myself in and then the other is from a guy who likes to see the Cyclones win, but wouldn't call himself a Cyclone fan. From a Cyclone fan's perspective, no, you don't like not knowing these guys, and no, you don't like looking up these stats and seeing marginal participation at marginal university because you're Iowa State. You wanted to you are literally, you can count the days from when you were ranked and when you were being talked about as being a playoff contender, and now you're not going to know who your running back is. As a Cyclone fan, do you like this? Does it feel good? No. Do you like the expectations being 0? No. As a guy that's, and I'm the Hawkeye, not the Hawkeye fan talking here. As a football fan, I think that's not a bad position to be in. You've got no expectation. The leash is going to be really long. You're going to be able to build this program. Give it time. These guys are competitive. Every kid that they bring in there and put in pads is going to want to win and going to want to prove themselves, and look at it as an opportunity to play Power 5, Big 12 football and prove themselves. Are some of them going to be looking at it as, man, if I do this right, I'm going to get a call from Alabama or Ohio State? Yeah. All you care about is how good do they do on Saturdays when they're wearing the cardinal and gold. That's all you should care about. And so it's, as a fan, when you're really close to it, does it suck to have this stuff happen and not know these? Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Been there with a Hawkeye quarterback. Am there with a Hawkeye quarterback. We'll see. Got a little bit more of a sample size, but I don't know. I think is that the right way to answer your two questions?
I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, because you can go, hey, it's kind of fun not knowing what we have. You get to see something start fresh.
Yeah.
But what we're talking about is security. Is like you either know, oh, we suck again, or there's hope. But
hope. That's it. I think you said security, but I think that it's how much hope is there right now. There's just not a lot of hope. But man, think of how Travis, like, wait until September when those first big highlight moments happen, when a kick return happens, when a pick six happens. It's going to feel like gold in the coal mine.
515-517-2303. Let's go to the phones. That's where Scott is. Scott, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on, Scott?
Morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Not a problem.
The Niles County I Club will be hosting all Hawk fans at Rocco's Pizza and Lefties, like we have in years past. And
now you're talking for the Big Ten baseball tournament, right?
Yes, sir. Yep, I sure am.
What time do the Hawks play today?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
We play at 1 o'clock. We usually host. We'll be there 2 hours before game time.
Okay, and they play Illinois today at 1 o'clock.
Yep. We'd like to see people come out, stop in, and say hello.
At Rocco's Pizza?
Yeah, it's right across the street from the stadium. You literally walk out of Rocco's, across the street, and you're going up into the outfield seats. So that's where they do the shot challenge during the College World Series.
Oh, that's okay. All right, now I know what you're talking about.
Yep. Scott, I do got a question for you. How come the Hawkeyes aren't coming over to the Council Bluffs, Omaha area this year for their yearly outing?
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer, Trav. They went to Carroll this year. They're gonna trade off. I think right now every 3 years they're coming over.
Every 3? And, do they not know that the Omaha Council Bluffs area is like the second largest alumni group in the country?
I know it. I know that's kind of a bummer. I'm hoping Andy Pyro, I hope he'll stop in this week and I'll put a bug in his ear about that. We'd like to have them come over more than they do. There's no doubt.
All right, Scott. Hey, I appreciate the phone call, and
thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Hey, Ross, I'm gonna try to take my granddaughter to Ballard. She got me on Ballards. I appreciate it.
Call and make sure to call and mention the Ross Peterson special, because that's how you get the deal. You got to mention Ross's name.
Yeah, I sure will. Thanks, fellas.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, and hope I see you up there, Scott. That'd be cool. Because man, I was even talking to Eli, and I called Courtney yesterday. I'm like, hey, we might need to make a second trip up to Canada.
Yeah, I hope we can make the trip up.
That'd be very cool. Talk
Make
to
it
you
work.
soon,
Thanks,
Scott.
Thanks, Scott.
Bye-bye.
Right.
See, advertising works.
I make fun of you, or don't make fun of you, but I poke fun at you for always going back to the same place in Italy. And I remember that day I was like, why are there so much of the world to see, Travis? And Dusty wrote in and said, we fish the same place every year. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but that's different. We can drive there. We drive there.
And we spend more money than Travis does.
Yeah, you spend more money than I do.
No. I said to Eli, I was like, dude, what do you think? Should we just plan a boys trip up there for a couple days? See what availability they have? And 218-634-1996. That's the phone number. BallardsIsland.com. BlackIsland.com. That's what it is. BlackIsland.com.
That's simple.
I had a hard time finding their website because I thought it was like Ballard's Black Island, and then you Google that. There's all sorts of different Black Islands in the world, but they're just,
and the one on the commercial they run is a different website altogether.
Yeah, that's just their main resort. Now listen, the phone numbers, the websites, they all basically go to the same place, and you can call, and it's the same office that it's ringing in. It's not you aren't calling to the island. It's such an awesome place.
Can't you see the joy, the orgasmic joy in Ross's face? You should enjoy that same euphoria.
If you've watched the show, you've seen me live from there. The place is incredible.
Yeah.
Somebody asked earlier about, and maybe I've missed it already, and I apologize if that person's not listening anymore. They asked about Eli's, how things are going with Eli at the iCubs, because he's a bat boy for the iCubs this year. He's loving it. I should have had him if he's up here the next. I'll have him come on and chat with you sometime about it. But
he's probably learning a lot.
He's learning a lot. He's hearing a lot. Sharing a lot.
Dad, you're not gonna believe what I heard today.
It's funny. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Can Bat Boys get the call up? Is he waiting for a call up from Chicago? Hey, we need a Bat Boy at Wrigley today. We need to switch it up because the Cubs have lost 7 of the last 9.
He's bringing us right now. Hey, how's the Bat Boy thing going? You loving it?
Oh yeah, can I talk?
Yeah.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah,
we got you.
It's actually like
microphone.
really fun. Probably one of the coolest experiences I've done in my life. Got to talk to a bunch of the players, and they're all like super nice. That's what I was nervous about. I was scared they'd kind of like ego me and be like, "Oh, you're just a bat boy." Like, da, 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 da. No, actually super cool. Yeah, like BJ Murray, awesome.
They offer you a Zin or a beer yet?
Have they offered you a beer or any tobacco yet? That should have been a pretty fast answer. No, by the way, the answer is no.
Well, I didn't know what the answer was supposed to. So no.
I didn't know what the answer was supposed to be. It's supposed to be no. But yeah, I mean, wait for the call up from Chicago because they've lost 7 of the last 9. They had a 15-game home winning streak snapped by the Brewers yesterday, losing 9-3. They're now half a game in first place, but Milwaukee's coming up fast. Again, Ross, I need to rely on your wisdom of that 2-week thing with Major League Baseball. Things can switch in a hurry.
Mets beat the Yankees in a series.
And look at the Phillies. The Phillies have turned around and won. They're like 15-4 under Don Mattingly as being the manager now.
That's my boy. That's my boy. That's my dude, Don Mattingly, doing Don Mattingly things. That's Don Mattingly. He brought in a winner. Man, I hadn't pulled up the standings in a few days. It's funny how quickly things can change, too, isn't it? Just funny. Look at the Mets. Break up the Mets. 3 in a row from them. Golly.
Are they above 500 yet?
The Mets? No. They're still 5 games below 500. Padres are walking away with the West all of a sudden. They've won 4 straight. They're a half game up on the Dodgers. Clone, thank you very much. He says, Bat Boy. That's a good-looking man. He just
Is he driving yet? He's 16. Is he driving yet?
He's driving. He doesn't have his license yet, though. Dude, the passion's not there. Like, it's not the same. It's very strange to me. You got very few friends that were like chomping at the bit.
But at the end of the day, there are more options for these kids than there were when we were 16. That was freedom, and we needed to get around.
Listen, I've seen Ray's comments on here before about just Ubering around. And I think about that thing of, man, it for a lot of people, it is cheaper.
Yeah, very much so. I might have to try it. Nah, I need to travel too much.
I travel way too much. And gas can suck my...
All right, folks, we'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Enjoy your Tuesday. Go take on the day and do something. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiskus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
This is Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. Over time, carbon and deposits build up in your fuel system, clogging injectors and reducing performance. A fuel system service cleans out all that buildup. That's why we're offering our summer travel special with 15% discount on all fuel system services. If you want your vehicle to drive like it did when it was new and prevent problems before they start, a fuel system service is a preventative step. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.